to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that was a controversial call, and
talk about that.
I think people in mid-Missouri were conflicted about.
It was controversial about the Chiefs, though, too.
Yes, but people were conflicted about watching the Super Bowl at all, Chris, because who do you cheer for? Do you cheer for the Rams? Do you cheer for the Patriots?
Very good question, Emily, and it's as if you were peeking at my script here coming up in just a moment, because this had to be a conflicted night for Missourians. Thank you very much. Hi, everyone. We've just had the lowest scoring Super Bowl in history. Hard to believe in this day and age, but it's true. Find out who prevailed in Super Bowl 53 in Atlanta. The Rally for Ryan game, much more than just a basketball game. We'll tell you how Ryan Luce's message hits home for the Tiger players, and a local coach earns an award for his work in the weight room. All this and more coming up on Sports Extra with Chris Gervino. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for being with us. Hope you've had a great weekend. Of course, Super Bowl weekend. Super Bowl 53 in Atlanta featured the New England Patriots and Los Angeles Rams. A rematch of Super Bowl 36 in New Orleans when the Pats beat the then St. Louis Rams. For Missourians, this might have been the nightmare Super Bowl matchup, huh? After all, the Pats beat the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. And after all, Rams owner Stan Kroenke moved the team out of St. Louis and back to the West Coast. Nonetheless, the game went on without a lot of points. Only Super Bowl ever with no touchdowns through 3 quarters. What? True. 3-3 into the fourth, and Tom Brady finds Gronk. Rob Gronkowski's reliable tight end on a long pass to the 2-yard line, and that would set up the only touchdown of the game. Sonny Michel, the former Georgia Bulldog, scores 10-3 New England. The Rams tried to rally late. Jared Goff, their quarterback, throws down the right sideline, and he's intercepted by Stephon Gilmore. New England had the ball back, marched downfield again, wouldn't get a touchdown, but got the all-important clinching field goal. Stephen Gostkowski, 41-yarder, with just more than a minute to play, and the New England Patriots win the lowest scoring Super Bowl ever, 13-3. Brady and Belichick get their 6th Super Bowl title. Julian Edelman wins MVP honors with 10 catches for 141 yards.
It just matters that we won, man. It was a crazy year. We had a resilient bunch of guys. It was unreal, man.
What a game, and just so proud of our team. I mean, the support here tonight was like a home game. We could have been at Gillette Stadium. And
it's all about the players. These guys worked so hard all year. They just competed every week, and they competed today like champions. They played like champions.
Like them or not, they are champions. Consider how they outscored the Chiefs on the road 37-31, then win the lowest scoring Super Bowl in history over the Rams 13-3. They can beat any team, it appears, anyway. And New England Super Bowl champs for the 6th time with Brady and Belichick involved. 2 of the SEC struggling teams in basketball. Vanderbilt, Missouri, took to the court last night at Mizzou Arena in the Rally for Ryan game supporting pediatric cancer research. The Vanderbilt Commodores had dropped 8 straight. The Tigers of Old Mizzou had a 3-game losing skid, but they had won the previous 3 Rally for Ryan games. Ryan Luce has been cancer-free for 2 years now. Her message of toughness still felt throughout the arena. And the Tigers started well. One of their tough players, certainly Javon Pickett, to the basket and a foul. This freshman has really gotten better and better, it seems, as the season's gone on. That's the idea, isn't it? The idea also to raise money. Tigers did just that last night with Ryan Luce leading the way. On the court, Pickett again. 3-ball is good. Jeremiah Tillman, so critical to Missouri's success. Big ball game for Tillman. 19 points, 8 rebounds, 2 points right there in emphatic fashion. How about this play? Mitchell Smith. Look at this outlet pass. Are you kidding? One bounce. Jordan Geist in stride, scoops and scores. Never put the ball down. And Missouri had a highlight basket there. Guy says, thanks, Mitchell. Everyone contributing for the Tigers. Torrance Watson matched his young career high of 12 points. And the Missouri Tigers keep Vanderbilt winless in conference play, 77-67.
That oftentimes put this in perspective. You know, you want to win at the highest level. And our goal is to be one day the last team standing, but the night really goes to, you know, pediatric cancer and supporting that. I mean, you can benefit from that. I think we all win.
Crowd energy, like, we need that. Like, that's big time for us, and then it affects the opponent, of course. And like I said earlier, last year I didn't really know too much about the Rally for Ryan thing, but this year I do, and I see how serious it is.
The Rally for Ryan game goes beyond hoops and carries with it a greater meaning. KOMU8's Ethan Illers tells us how Ryan's message affects the Tiger basketball team.
It's a celebration because she is doing so well, but it takes you back in time to when she was sick, and that obviously tugs at your heartstrings a little bit too.
That tugging is still felt every year in the Luce family as well as the Mizzou community during the Rally for Ryan charity game. The game's namesake, Ryan Luce, is a pediatric cancer survivor who has been cancer-free for nearly 2 years. Although Ryan is no longer sick, the goal of the game is the same, to raise money to find a cure for pediatric cancer while basketball takes a backseat.
The night really goes to, pediatric cancer and supporting that. I mean, you can benefit from that. I think we all win.
Ryan's story teaches the Mizzou community about toughness and overcoming adversity.
The toughness in her to sit up in bed, put a smile on her face, not because she felt good, but because she knew her mommy and daddy were worried and she wanted to make them feel better. That's real toughness. That's overcoming real adversity right there.
The basketball team has won all 4 Rally for Ryan games, dating back to the game's inception in 2016, and Ryan's toughness and message has been ingrained in the minds of the athletes.
I think that just playing the Rally for Ryan game, especially going out there and playing not only for Ryan but also for pediatric cancer, just is a big motivation.
Throughout the annual Rally for Ryan game, you can find characteristics of Ryan put on display by the basketball team. Toughness. Grit. Emotion. And above all else, Ryan is just like the basketball team on her special day, undefeated. Ethan Illers, KOMU8 Sports, Columbia.
She is undefeated. Last night's game raised $55,000 for pediatric cancer research, and the Rally for Ryan game has become a staple on the Missouri basketball schedule. It's looked forward to every year, and hopefully it will continue. Why not? Great cause, and the Tigers just keep winning on Rally for Ryan games. 4-0 now. Well, following their bye week, the Missouri Tiger women spring back into action Monday night at LSU. Tigers have not played in a full week. LSU holds an 8-3 advantage in the all-time series between the teams. Missouri's last win in Baton Rouge 30 years ago. The Tigers won by 16 in 1988. The Tigers won 74-65 against Auburn the last time they hit the hardwood a week ago today. Mizzou women are 4th in the SEC standings. The top 4 teams earned a double bye in March's SEC tournament. That's why it's so critical to finish among the top 4. Usually the conference tourney champ comes from that group because it's a much easier path that you earn through your regular season play. Robin Finch's ball club leading the league in scoring defense, field goal percentage, and three-point percentage. Tip-off tomorrow night at Baton Rouge, Mizzou and LSU, 6 o'clock. The Columbia College women's basketball team beat Freed-Hardeman of Tennessee 79-68 Saturday in a battle of the top 2 teams in the NAIA. 4 Cougars scored in double figures. Reagan Weiser had 21 points. She was honored before tip for scoring her 1,000th career point. The Cougars are now 22-2, 16-2 in league play. They will likely be the new #1 team after knocking off #1 Freed-Hardeman. New rankings come out later this week. Coach Taylor Posal earned his 50th win in his short stint so far at Columbia. His club next plays at Harris Stowe in St. Louis Thursday before home contest Saturday against Hannibal LaGrange. All right, it's time to check out tonight's Sports Extra sports trivia question. Prior to tonight's Super Bowl, prior to tonight's game, we asked, what was the lowest Super Bowl in history? The answer coming up later. Please stay with us. Welcome back. A little more than a month left in college basketball's regular season. All 14 SEC teams on the floor Saturday in head-to-head action. Conference play in full swing. Top-ranked Tennessee looking for a school record 16th straight win as the Vols visited Texas A&M. These are the next 2 Mizzou opponents. Tigers visit Tennessee Tuesday night, then host Texas A&M Saturday afternoon at 5. So here we go. Vols and Aggies, Reed Arena, College Station, Texas. Vols took an early lead, but Aggies kept it close. J.J. Chandler slams it home. And a foul. And look at Chandler take flight and hammer it down. And the Aggies trying to hang around, still down 11 against this talented Tennessee team. There, though, it's Savion Flagg with a slam dunk. Still in the first half, 4-point ball game. Admiral Schofield gives Tennessee a little breathing room as he banks it in off the glass. Second half, Vols look to pull away. Jordan Bowden to Grant Williams, inside for two. Rocky Top up 60-49. Crunch time for the Aggies. It's getting late. They're down 10, but then it's Jordan Bowden to Jordan Bone. Got it. Tennessee has won 16 in a row. Number 1 ranked Vols win big. They are 20-1 and await the Mizzou Tigers Tuesday night in Knoxville. Mike the Tiger at LSU, hoping his Tigers could get an 11th consecutive win as they hosted the Arkansas Razorbacks. Arkansas, though, making noise early in this ball game. Mason Jones to Reggie Chaney for 2. Hogs by 18. But here come the Tigers, right? We know they can come back late in the game. LSU rallying. Tremont Waters to Skylar Mays for 3. Then Mays, basket and a foul, doing what he did really against Mizzou late in the game, coming on back. LSU still rallying back. It's down 1. And the LSU Tigers with Naz Reid and Javonte Smart, the freshman, scoring, take a 1-point lead. Arkansas, though, hanging in there late, gets the shot there. Daniel Gafford, 23 points and 8 rebounds. Smart, the freshman, who hit the big shot against Mizzou in overtime, up there is fouled. Arkansas down 1, final half minute of play. Mason Jones scores. He had 10. Those are the 2 biggest. And the Razorbacks get the upset win at LSU by 1. Florida and 7th-ranked Kentucky. Have you seen how the Wildcats have been rallying late? Let's go to that game. Florida and Kentucky down at the O'Connell Center in Gainesville. And DeAndre Ballard gets the layup. Florida led by 4, 17-13. Then the Gators, Jalen Hudson driving in for 2. Florida led 33-26, but Kentucky clawed back in the second half, trying to silence the Gators and their chops. There's a basket by P.J. Washington inside. It's a 3-point ball game. Later on, Kentucky still with momentum. Keldon Johnson, corner 3, got the bounce. And we've said it before, folks, everyone could use a hero, especially in a close second half of a basketball game, and Kentucky's got one. Tyler Hero extends the Kentucky lead late in the game, and the Cats come back and win it 65-54. They're tied with LSU for second place, just 1 game behind unbeaten Tennessee in conference play. All right, we'll be back with more right after this. Stay with us, please. Welcome back, everyone. William Woods University strength and conditioning coach Bob Jones just received a national award for his work in the weight room. KOMU 8's Connor Snelson caught up with Jones and some of his William Woods athletes and reports on this achievement.
I was ecstatic. When I first got the notification I was going to begin, I was kind of shocked as well. I almost felt like it was, I had to double check to make sure it wasn't sent to the wrong person.
Bob Jones was the 2019 National Strength and Conditioning Association College Coach of the Year. He was in disbelief.
Here I am. I've been working all these years to do this, and just to get that notification was just a total shock, ecstatic. There's a lot, about every range of motion you can have. A disbelief is a big one.
But his athletes weren't.
He's worked so hard, and you see how many athletes he deals with throughout the day. I think we have like 250 or 300 here, so that's just this year, but he's been doing this forever, and so I think it's well deserved.
Jones became the first strength and conditioning coach for William Woods University in 2001. Over that time, he has coached hundreds of student athletes and helped them grow both in the weight room and in their personal lives.
He has these standards for us to meet, so I kind of take of how he expects us to work in here, and I take it to the classroom and at practice and things in that manner, so he has high standards for us.
Jones has always held high standards, but his method of achieving them over the years has changed.
My philosophy is really evolved over the years. I used to be kind of what we kind of joked about as being a barbaric. We just basic lifts, I mean, just as heavy as you can get. And over the years of listening to other people and evolving, I'm looking more as a complete and total athlete.
He now has an emphasis on 2 key factors.
Look at all athletes as somebody that has to generate power, and we're trying to minimize injuries as much as possible. So that's really my first look, is what can I do to minimize injuries, and then how can I enhance their performance?
It's not all about the weight room. It's about personal connection.
To connect with them, and I think I do connect with my kids.
Jones has transformed the strength and conditioning department at William Woods.
Somehow I've created this persona that I don't think any other strength coach in the nation has been able to do, just by being myself and caring about my kids.
And for that, he was awarded. In Fulton, I'm Connor Snelson, KMU8 Sports.
All right, Connor, thank you. Coach Jones manages the strength and conditioning of all 16 sports teams at William Woods, as well as mentoring 2 graduate assistants and several interns. Stay with us, please. We're back to recap what's been an eventful week for Mizzou athletics. That's next after the break. Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Extra with Chris Trevino. Certainly an eventful week. The NCAA on Thursday released results of its multi-year investigation into alleged academic fraud within the University of Missouri Athletic Department. The NCAA says a former tutor known to be Yolanda Coomer completed assignments, quizzes, and exams for 12 Tiger athletes. Investigators say she completed an entire course for 1 student athlete and parts of a placement exam for 2 student athletes. The punishment handed down by the NCAA on Mizzou athletics for academic fraud include a postseason ban for the football program for the upcoming 2019 season this fall, a postseason ban for the baseball and softball teams with their seasons that start in the next 2 weeks. Softball starts this coming Friday, baseball next week, and a 5% reduction in the amount of scholarships for football, baseball, and softball programs during the 2019-20 academic year, as well as recruiting restrictions for those 3 programs. Also, Mizzou will have to vacate records aided by the 12 student athletes. Missouri on 3 years probation. Tiger Athletic Director Jim Sturck says Missouri will appeal, and Mizzou will win its appeal.
Moved swiftly and cooperated with the NCAA. So I certainly don't think that these penalties are reflective of what we expected for self-reporting. I believe in doing things the right way, and we're going to continue to do things the right way. It'll be months, not weeks. So I don't know, and I just can't guess on that timeline.
Sturck did say, though, it could be 6 months before the appeal is answered. Missouri football coach Barry Odom shared his thoughts on the punishment Friday, challenging the ruling, and he was confident about Missouri's appeal. On the field, he sounds resilient despite these NCAA rulings.
It'd be a heck of a year for the Missouri football Tigers, and I can't wait to lead this group into it, and I look forward to whatever role that I've got in the appeal process. I'm going to go knock it out of the park.
And Missouri really could have a special football season. If you look at the schedule, it is very favorable relative to SEC standards and many home games. And, of course, the Tigers have to hang on to all their players. Seniors can transfer elsewhere immediately, but one notable new Tiger who is just going to have 1 season at Missouri, if he stays, says he's going to stay. That's Kelly Bryant, the Clemson transfer quarterback. Multiple media outlets reporting that Bryant will stick with Mizzou for his 1 and only year of eligibility with the Tigers or any other school. Bryant committed to Mizzou in December. He's already with the team and taking part in off-season workouts. So that's why it is going to be so interesting to see what happens with this, and if this coming football season and Tiger team is punished, because with a proven quarterback, many returners, and again, a relatively favorable schedule. Take a look. Missouri's got chances to do things, but maybe no postseason unless the Tigers win their appeal, and if that would result in removal of the postseason ban. Stay tuned, could be months. Time to answer our Sports Extra sports trivia question. Prior to tonight's game, what was the lowest scoring Super Bowl in NFL history? Did you know? Got to go way back. The answer coming right now. Super Bowl VII, when the Dolphins beat the Redskins 14-7. 21 total points, but of course tonight's 13-3. Patriots win over the Rams, just 16 total points, a new low for Super Bowl scoring. That 72 Dolphins team, of course, had the perfect season, and then the Super Bowl win, went undefeated right through the playoffs of Super Bowl. Only team to accomplish that in Super Bowl history. That was a 72 season, and the Super Bowl VII played in January 1973. That's our time for tonight. Thanks for watching. So long, everybody.